Hey everybody, welcome to June's Wine of the Month Club. Sorry we're a little late this month. I'm here once again with the brilliant Sam Doyle. 3 wines, Sauvignon Blanc, a Brunello, and a Bordeaux. And I'm excited. We've got a wine that is a perfect pool, summer fare, salads and shellfish kind of wine. And then we've got a couple of wines that I've historically gone to the well with barbecue and things of that nature that are a little bit different than Zinfandel and Cabernet that I think a lot of people do. And so should be really, really good. Sam, how are you?
I'm doing well. A little foggy, but I'm good.
Good, yeah. A little nasally.
A little foggy. It's that time of year.
Maybe the knowledge. Let's get right into it. True Oak.
Yeah, so the first wine's True Oak Sauvignon Blanc. This comes straight from Napa Valley. Really classic California style. I think of New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs being really light and fruity, and then Sancerre's being a little bit more full-bodied and minerally. I think this wine is right in between. And even for a California Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc, this is running around 13.5% alcohol. So we're getting a really intense, flavorful Sauvignon Blanc and not a lot of kind of the full-bodied burn or the almost like astringent style of Napa Valley Sauvignon Blancs that I think of. It's a little bit more clean, a little bit more crisp, and just an all-out delicious tropical fruit-flavored Sauvignon Blanc.
It's crazy. You see, I went into my kitchen. Look at this. I'm actually this is how busy I am. I was drinking this right before we filmed this because I just got back from meetings. Was just drinking it for the sake of drinking it. And then I went to the box that we had to do for this month. It's this. So
why did you even? And you opened it?
No joke. I literally just popped it because I'm like, it's a summer. Let me have a Sauvignon Blanc. So I'm tasting this right now, and I'm laughing because I'm supposed to do the wine club, and I'm like, I just drank this for the last hour. Super crisp, super clean. I used to be obsessed with Rocchioli Sauvignon Blanc. This is like when you were a child, when you were like 10. In a day in '97. I was obsessed with it when I thought California Sauvignon Blanc was really Matanzas Creek, Frog's Leap, and Rocchioli Sauvignon Blanc back in like 97, 98, 99, 2000. These were Sauvignon Blancs from California that I really had on a pedestal. Then the explosion of like goopy, over-the-top wine happened. We talk a lot about this on the show.
Mary Edwards.
Yeah, and then when Wine Library TV was happening in 2006, 7, 8, 9, I was like so over California Sauvignon Blanc. Nothing was interesting. I only drank Sancerre, occasional New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. And even at that point, I was drinking more Italian whites and Alsatians and Rieslings. But talk about something that it makes me smile. The resurgence of well-made, balanced California Sauvignon Blancs in the last decade has been a great pleasure. And I gotta tell you, I was drinking this earlier on a business call. Literally didn't have a clue of what we were doing today. Knew that we were doing the Wine of the Month Club. It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, I think you mentioned the Sauvignon Blanc resurgence of balanced Sauvignon Blanc. I think the only grape in California that isn't getting that kind of attention right now is Cab. I think we're finding balanced Chardonnay, balanced Merlot, balanced Pinot Noir, everything else in this old world style. For some reason, Cabernet isn't caught up to that mindset yet. I think it's just because Americans want to drink massive cabs, and it's just kind of what we're doing. But I think we're finding a lot of really great whites and other reds and off the beaten path red wines and white wines that have a little less alcohol, a little bit more approachable, and I think they're a little bit more food friendly in the end.
I agree, brother. Really crisp, really clean, great with I had some great soft shell crabs last night for dinner from Milos that I had this wine with. I think a lot of people will like this a lot. Perfect summer wine, perfect by the pool, perfect, with like fish and anything light, fish salads, shellfish. So where do you want to go next? Do you want to go Bordeaux or Brunello?
I think we go to the Brunello next, actually.
Do it.
So the second wine, I know you mentioned going back to the well, but I think we also go back to the well and the producer. Since I started at Wine Library now 7 years, we've pretty much at Capana Ricci every single year, whether it's the regular, the Reserva. We even got some back vintage stuff I know that we've had at one point. Just overall, we've done a lot with the Capana Ricci because it's kind of close to, I think, the soul of our Brunello right now. So this is basically the newest vintage that we have available to us.
Yeah, it's really funny. Even towards, I stopped being there day to day in 2011. I think even going back to 2007, the year, which is what vintage that was, it's been good 15 years of it. We really have not found, we get it occasionally, but not at scale.
Right.
Getting a Brunello of this quality at this price point is really hard. And this has been very consistent.
And I think it comes down to the relationship we've also built with the importer. I mean, we've been really close with him for a very long time, and he does a lot of great things for us with a bunch of other wines too that I really love. And I think the relationship we built with Capana Ricci really translate every year it comes available, and we always like to bring it to the table because I think a lot of people that buy from Wine Library know Wine Library is kind of synonymous with this Brunello for sure.
100%. It's a great call out.
But overall, 2017 kind of shadowed by 2016, but a much more drink ready or save style wine where the 2016s are definitely going to be a save down the line. A really approachable style of Brunello.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really like in love with this wine. Like when I taste this sour cherry, balsamic vinegar, certain flavor profiles that I really love. It's just really well made, very well structured. It's just a very good wine. Yeah,
and you mentioned barbecues and other things that we automatically think Cabernet, or people generally think Cabernet. But I think Sangiovese, especially wood-aged Sangiovese like Brunello, has that body structure, but the lifted acid makes it even better with those style foods.
I agree. I think this is really, really, really balanced fruit-wise, great acidity. It's funny. May he rest in peace. One of the great mentors for me in wine was a gentleman by the name of Steve Verlin.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the great collectors, lived in Watchung, New Jersey. And he was a co-founder of Veritas wine restaurant that really
I know it very well.
Yeah, it changed the scene, again, 98. I mean, you were 11 at the time. It was I was only 22, so I didn't know better, but because I didn't know better, when Veritas came out, the wine list was this big. It was like
it was very well known for that.
That's right. And really Crew, where Robert Bohr really made a name for himself, was really a restaurant that followed the Veritas, and Tim Kopech at one point was, it was really one of the great. Anyway, why am I ranting? Steve and I became friends when I was a kid, and he invited me to his house and he popped open magnums of 1970 Vegas Sicilia, which is insane. And he goes, Gary, this is the best hot dog wine in the world. And I said, what did you say? And he goes, this wine with hot dogs is the best. And we did that a couple times. I've always been a big fan of pairing ultra premium wines with casual food.
Yeah, I just had a meeting with a wine importer. We just talked about that, drinking 40-year-old Clos de Pop with an Angus cheeseburger sounds way better to me than a Wagyu steak for some reason right now. I don't know why,
that's actually a thesis that I want to put into the world. I actually want to start a restaurant now that I have a restaurant group that kind of does that, where the wine list. Yeah, you would be like I actually can daydream of you texting me saying this is fucking brilliant because no wine on the list is less than $150 because it's all bananas stuff, but all the food is like $18.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were talking about like imagine a place you get like the red checkerboard cardboard basket of mozzarella sticks and like Dom Ruinart 2002.
Yeah.
Like
to me, like truffle fries.
Yeah.
With like high-end German Riesling. Anyway, nonetheless, this wine is a hot dog wine. If you're watching right now and you're a hot dog fan, great bottle to pop and pour. Let's move on to the last one.
All right, so the last wine is B by Fambenet, which is, Fambenet is originally a Pauillac producer. This is their second labeling, which is actually predominantly Cabernet Franc. fuller body style. 2019 is going to be a huge vintage for Bordeaux in general. And while this is their second label, it definitely has the structure, definitely has the body to last a little while. I would give it some time to open it up if you're going to open it now and give it some air. But this wine is going to be killer 5 years down the line.
By the way, this nose is so up my alley. Like there's a there's a little hint of vegetal that gets my juices going. You give me a little bell pepper, and I get excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Silky smooth.
So good.
So good. But listen, this is what has always attracted me to. I actually have been really enjoying over the last 7 years getting to know like your palate. We have a I feel like we're 90%. There's obviously like this makes so much sense that you love this. Like to me, this is a Chinon Cabernet Franc Bordeaux love this wine, right? Like the dill, the pickle, I love this style of wine.
Yep. Me too. And I think it just gets better over time.
100%. And more importantly, because most people drink wine with food, I will forever go to the grave saying that these vegetal forward wines get more interesting with food than the fruit forward wines. Of course, there's exceptions, but to me, like to your aforementioned steak, like immediately on first sip of this wine, unlike people buying Opus One, Silver Oak, Dominus, Schaefer, like to me, this is what I want with a proper steak from a great steakhouse.
Yeah, that garlic butter, everything.
Anyway, really excited about this wines. Hope you enjoy them. I think the last wine's a steak wine. I think the middle wine's a hot dog wine. And I think the first wine is, soft shell crabs, salads, oysters.
Just summertime white. Anything.
Sam, are you an oysters guy?
Oh, me and my girlfriend crush oysters.
We
love oysters.
Or West Coast guy?
She's probably closer to East Coast. I love really briny, creamy West Coast oysters.
Me too. I'm Olympia Kumamoto to the death.
Chablis and champagne are just like, that's all I think about when I drink oysters. And you need that like kind of creamy, popping, small, tiny, concentrated oyster. So
I love it, brother.
For sure.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time in July.
Cheers.